Okay, by God's grace, while true lies, by my blessed friend, whether in this life we ever know each other or not, he's someone greatly admired that I've idolized, an absolute icon, Arnold Schwarzenegger, not Bill Paxton, who is reincarnated Doeg the Edomite, okay? Yeah, a real scumbag dog. Someone who basically soured Arnold's career just by being near him, okay? And really was someone that is not liked and that was crammed down our throats by the far right to be in films with Arnold that really just hurt Arnold's career. Because what? They got nothing to do with each other, okay? He's just a redneck scumbag, okay? But here we go, Mafia. Now, this is my room, okay? This is a swastika that tells you who I am, and it's a statement of my identity, okay? It's not a statement of a criminal mentality, but it's a statement of an absolute zero tolerance for criminals and for criminal mentality. And once again, that means whether you're a citizen or whether you're anything in the government, it doesn't matter, okay? Mafia doesn't tolerate criminals, and we don't tolerate people harming us. It's about absolute family. We are the exemplar of what family should be, okay? So it's not about waiting for the police, okay? And as a black man, you should know that for me to depend on the so-called justice system and the police for justice is a folly. That I need to be put in an insane asylum, okay? And the cops will tell you, if you think after our history with you as a black man, what we would do for you, then you're a Looney Tune, you're a whack job, you're a nutcase. You need to see a doctor, okay? You need to see a fucking shrink, okay? Now, this is what the police look at us like. You're not, like, you really think that the way your statistics tell you about black people that you're going to get justice from us? You're a wacko. Okay? That you need to see a shrink, pal. Like Salt and Pepper said, you need to get your head checked. Okay? There's something wrong with you. Okay? That you crazy. Okay? There's Geechee spook fuck, and then there's something, you're insane. That's called, you need to be put in a mental institution. You'll find out yourself in insane asylum. Okay? And I'll say to the government, if you don't like what I'm saying, like the song says about the man in the mirror, you better fix it yourself, brother. Okay? Okay? The fact that you give democracy and yourselves a bad name is not the black man's fault. Okay? The true lies, right? True lies. Okay? True lies. Define everything. But there it is, Mafia. Okay? The swastika of Mafia. And with the word never. Okay? The two murals on Lincoln Boulevard that say never, that I call bust for being Nazi, were done because they tried to rival this, because they knew this was going to take me back to Cali, and it was going to end up with me putting my Royal Mafia foot up the far right's ass, okay? And they would no longer be able to dominate California because they use mind control to run the drug industry that's ruining all the people. They kill and rape at will. They run the police force and all the low-level humanity. They pick out fun, high-quality white women to murder and rape at will, and no one can challenge them. The cops submit. By the white women's own admission, the cops do nothing, and that's why they didn't want this to happen. This means that the time of crime running Cali is basically over, okay? It tells you now. It's a sign. It's an omen, okay? Quote, okay, well, after this, Mafia, shall the criminals dominate California? Quoth the bittern, nevermore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Quoth the crow, nevermore. Quoth the screech owl, nevermore. Quoth every foul and hateful bird, and every unclean and foul spirit, nevermore. We swear by mutual imprecations. Mafia means family, but it also means familiar and familial. And filial. It means family and familiar spirit. It means that we can do whatever. We have to go whatever way we do. Okay? That we're about family, but we're not about the clan. And we're not clannish. But whether we're familiar or familial, we are Mafia. Okay? It's about that. Okay? La familia. Okay? That's right. And we don't get familiar. Okay? We'll treat you like your family if you show yourself worthy. But if you have to be a betrayer, then there's going to be a problem. And it goes for everyone, okay? We love our people. We're not historic. We are not about being without natural affection. We are not those described in 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy 3:19. Now, that's where I'm going to go to the clincher, okay? We're going to nail this on the head, okay? Hear me out. Because now you're going to find out what Mafia is not. Because now this is a scriptural statement And y'all going to have to deal with this forever. So you can't come kind of accuse us of being these people, okay? It's the big pinnacle point that too many of us as Catholics, because we weren't heavy into the scripture, did not deal with. And now we're going to confront it and we're going to deal with it. And guess what? It's going to be dealt with. Okay? 1 Timothy. 2 Timothy. Here we go. 2 Timothy 3. This is what mafia is not. Remember that there will be difficult times in the last days. People will be selfish, greedy, boastful, and conceited. They will be insulting, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, and irreligious. They will be unkind, merciless, slanderers, violent, and fierce. They will hate the good. They will be treacherous, reckless, and swollen with pride. They will love pleasure rather than God. They will hold to the outward form of our religion, but reject its real power. That's right, including those who claim to be mafia, but everything's about corruption, racketeering, greasing palms, loan sharking, prostitution, porn, rape and murder, ruthlessness, okay? Corruption, basically being branded and identified by the state without a doubt to be stone criminals, okay, of the worst sort, okay? I can't speak for what's happened in the past because I know how our government has deliberately demonized our skin color, and I'm sure y'all have done the same thing to the Italians, and that would be no surprise, because the Italians, as strong Catholics, were notorious for calling a deliberately ignorant person a nigger, and if you try to claim you were white, they would be outraged by the insult. They never fit into your American racist bullshit, and that's why most of them, as I said, use swastikas and runes to leave. Okay, and were murdered by your people because they wouldn't put up with it, because they basically looked at you and said, that's moth rot. A nigger's a nigger, and it doesn't matter whether you're white or black. If you're a deliberately ignorant person and a scumbag, you're a scumbag. White America wanted to cram a lie down the Italians' throats, and they left it alone. And most of them were murdered because they stood by the facts, okay? And the Lord look upon it and require it. Cork for cork, crux burn for crux burn. U.S. government, bloody murders of my blessed, beloved Italian familia. Never forgiveness. As sung by Led Zeppelin in the song The Battle of Evermore, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. O Lord, repay, do not forget. Okay? Here we go. What does God say? Keep away from such people, okay? Some of them go into people's houses and gain control over weak women who are burdened by the guilt of their sins and driven by all kinds of desires. Women who are always trying to learn but who can never come to know the truth. Why? Because they're being jammed up with people like Collinger. So that's why Scarlett Johansson never has been allowed to be strong. Why? Because he's been up her ass, and your government supports this kind of disrespectful. The creep. Okay, creeps. That's not mafia. As Jannies and Jammies were opposed to Moses, so also these people are opposed to the truth. Okay, people whose minds do not function and who are failures in the faith. Why? Because they function on nasty, disgusting instincts. Okay, but they will not get very far because everyone will see how stupid they are. This is just what happened to Jannies and Jammies. Okay, the gospel of the Lord, praise you, Lord Jesus Christ. And as I said, this is not who we are. We are not Jannies and Jammies. We are not the creep and the silly woman. We are not the chauvinist and his dumb bitch under mind control. That is not mafia, and we are not those people, okay? And those character traits are not who we are, okay? But I can guarantee it sure is your government, okay? Which is why I'm openly telling you, okay? There it is. And so whatever is whatever, okay? But mafia is mafia. Okay. Once again, and we protect our people. And once again, what it means is, when it comes to doing right, we never gave a flying fuck one way or another, and never will. When it comes to standing for what's right, mafia never gave a flying fuck one way or another, and never will. Okay. No, we don't deal drugs. We don't do drugs. Okay. You might even want to say that I'm setting the proper, correct, celestial standard, the real standard for mafia. So fuck what you heard, and going forward, this is literally the real, okay? This is the strength of the real. So it's no longer what you heard, whatever. As I did with the Cathos, exalting the golden lady as the Cathos and the Capos go together. The Cathos is the exalted woman, who is not the catharsis and not the pathos, as the Capo is her husband. It's what you do to show yourself worthy of a Cathos, according to the rules of Zeus. Zeus was ancient original mafia. The problem is we've had too much false mafia, and we've also had too many good family strong people that have fought government corruption who have been typified what? Because the government has power to flex, to falsify and reverse and revise history. So in the end, I'm leaving that alone. I can't speak for them one way or another, but I know what I know. So I've spoken the facts and we're moving on. So I'm just telling you this, and this swastika off the bat is going to be against anyone who opposes what is familial, family, and sacrifices family for filial. No, I mean not filial, for familiar, okay? Don't get familiar. It's about being family, not filial. And that's not something you just jump up to me and presume to be to me either. So don't go there, okay? No one's time for the fucking bullshit, okay? So once again, this rune we will claim by the power and authority of the Most Holy Roman Catholic Church. As a Catholic in good standing, I speak the Omerta Morte, silence or death. It is the everlasting exchange. It demands a sacrifice. It exacts the terrible price, the soul for the soul. And on top of that, if you look, the words to the book Canto are written. It's built with the words to the book Canto. Literally the entire book, okay, is in here. Okay? That in spite of its pen name was actually penned in ancient days by Bahamut in Eternity Paths. You can give Dante the credit as a pen name. It was written originally by Bahamut, okay? The dragon, the male dragon on the land. The husband of Leviathan, the dragon in the sea, the female. So once again, that's the words. So once again, don't get familiar. You don't know us from a can of paint, okay? Never assume and never presume, okay? Don't go there, okay? So don't come approaching me about any kind of criminal activity. You've been warned, don't go there. Or this swastika is on your forehead. It's a sentence of eternal death, okay? It's a curse, okay? When you presume mafia is abysmos, that's where you go, okay? And that's on you, okay? Mafia is not abysmos, and it's not about that. So you're going to learn from me what it's really about, the constructive, okay? So be it. But it sure don't mean that I'm someone you can just play with and talk to like I'm stupid or call crazy, because that's what y'all have continued to do. And what yet the government has continued, it's going to stop, okay? And those that presume to do that, I don't give a fuck if you're the lowest homeless person or the president. This swastika's on your forehead forever, okay? It's a curse and a brand, and it's an anathema. Omerta Morte, okay? If you have nothing good to say about who we are, don't say nothing at all. Never forgiveness. And this is also the Vormir Golgotha. It is the everlasting exchange. It demands a sacrifice. It exacts the terrible price, the soul for the soul.